Hey Sagittarius! Welcome to your weekly astrology and human design update. My name is Melody, and this video is specifically for Sagittarius rising. Now, if you don't know your rising sign, you can always ask me. That's what I do. That's why I'm here. Or you can go to astro.com, put in your birth information, time, date, place, and then look at the first house, and that is your rising sign. This is for the week of April 14th through the 20th. Now, we're going to talk about your astrology first. There's not too much going on, and everything that is happening in your Taurus 6th house of health, co-workers, and household pets. We are going to talk about two transits though that are happening this week. And the first transit is happening on the 19th. That is when the sun is entering your Taurus 6th house, again, of health, co-workers, and household pets. When we talk about the sun, we are talking about a spotlight on this area of your life, your 6th house. This is going to be highlighted for the next 4 weeks. So really pay attention to what is being shown to you at this time, especially because Mercury is still in retrograde. When a planet is in retrograde, it is saying we got to revisit some things. When we're talking about Mercury specifically, we are talking about revisiting communication, technology, and even higher education. So if you need to be learning something new for work, coworkers, things of that nature, know that you're probably not going to absorb it as well as if Mercury was direct or just normally going forward instead of going backwards. So because the sun is spotlighting this area of life, take your time in figuring out what we are revisiting and how to move forward. Now, the second transit we're going to talk about is happening on the 20th, literally the very next day, again in your Taurus 6th house of health, co-workers, and household pets. There is a very rare transit that we have not seen since 1941. And this conjunction is between Uranus and Jupiter, again in the sign of Taurus. What a conjunction is two planets getting closer and closer to each other until their energies are entangling with one another. Now, their energies get stronger and stronger until in the night sky they look like they are exact or directly on top of one another. This is the precipice. This is the peak of the energy of these two planets combining. And you will continue to feel this energy until these two planets are far enough away from one another that they no longer are interacting energetically. When we talk about Uranus, we're talking about innovation, we're talking about chaos, we're talking about structural norms and means. We are talking about either keeping those societal norms or being innovative with them. And if we want to hold on to them and they're not serving the collective and they're going to fall away to the wayside, that is when things are going to get chaotic. Let it go. Be innovative. Don't make this harder than what it already is. And it's not going to be too hard anyways because we're talking about Jupiter involved with this. Jupiter is the benevolent planet. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the night sky. It has the biggest expanding energy. It is luck. It is good vibration. So whatever is coming, know that it's going to be generally really good for us because Jupiter brings in that good stuff. So allow this transformation to happen, this innovation to come in so that we can absolutely take hold of that and have a better time moving forward with the collective. So now we're going to move on to human design. With our human design readings, we're going to talk about two transits. We're going to talk about the sun transit and the earth transit. When we talk about the sun, we're talking about illumination, but we're also talking about maybe this is going to feel personal to you, or maybe feel like a new thing that you need to discover in your personality. When we talk about the earth, we're talking about balance, how to balance out the sun's energy with the earth's energy. Now, the sun is moving into gate 3, the gate of ordering. The gate 3 is located in the sacral center, and it is ruling ovaries and testes. The gate of ordering is going to bring change, but it may be difficult in the beginning to get to this change. As long as you keep going, you keep focusing yourself on here, you keep persevering, it's going to get easier because after you get through that chaotic beginning, you're going to be able to organize or order things in a way that's going to flow really well. So allow gate 3 to bring in this change, because it's going to affect the collective as a whole, whether that's your direct community or everyone there. Allow this ordering to happen so that you can flow easily into whatever needs this change, this innovation. And again, this is most likely going to be happening in your 10th house, because that is the innovation where Uranus is, and you're going to feel it strongly there. Now, to balance out these energies, we're going to talk about the Earth moving into gate 50, the gate of values. This gate is found in the splenic center, and it does rule over the spleen and the lymphatic system. When we talk about value, we're talking about structures, we're talking about laws, we're talking about rules and regulations, and that is what we need to balance out this ordering. We need structure so that it's not so chaotic all the time like it's going to be in the beginning for gate 3. Instead, once we get through to the ordering part where things are flowing, that's when we're going to add these structures, these rules, these regulations, these laws, whatever it may be, and we're going to want to follow them very closely. The gate 50 is also a love gate. This is a gate that we may want to try to prove our value to others. If we're trying to prove our value and somebody else doesn't see that or recognize that, that person is not for you. And if you are sacral, meaning that you have coloration in your sacral center, your gut's going to tell you this isn't worth our time. This isn't worth it. If you are undefined or not colored in that area of your sacral center, then you're going to have a little bit of a harder time to see that this person does not recognize your value, wants to use you, abuse you, hang you out to dry. They're going to take what you are giving and not reciprocate. So if you are not feeling like you are being reciprocated with the energy that you are putting into somebody, the value you're trying to show to somebody, they are not worth it. Don't continue going down this path, because it's just going to make you feel bad. You are going to be better off on your own than to continually try to say, hey, look at me, look at the value. I want to take care of you. I want to nurture you. If they're not accepting it, they're not reciprocating it, it's not worth it. All right, Sagittarius, that does conclude the astrology and human design portion. So let's go ahead and pull some cards to give you even more clarity and more insight about the week of the 14th. Let's go ahead and cut this deck. We have the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. The Two of Pentacles is a card of going back and forth, weighing out your options, making sure everything is copacetic before you move forward, and that this is actually what you want to do moving forward. Woo! Oh my God, you got some big cards. Wow. So this weighing back and forth to me makes me feel like you're weighing out like your worth and your value, and we're coming to the conclusion that you're like, bitch, I am worth it. This is the Empress. The Empress has come out a few times in these readings. You can see there is the symbol of Venus in her stone heart. The symbol of Venus does not just mean relationships. It's also about value. This planet is saying, I have worth and I have value, and I bring worth and value. So if you're not ready for this, then it's not for you. If you're ready for it, bring it on. She knows her worth. She knows her value. She knows what she brings to the table. She's a motherfucking queen. She knows that she does not need to prove anything to anyone. As we had said previously in this reading, you don't have anything to prove. You are going to be just fine and choosing yourself and choosing your intuition. Trust your intuition this week. She does not come out very often. She's here to say you need to trust yourself. You need to trust that little voice in your body that's saying something's not quite right, something's amiss, instead of talking yourself out of it like we tend to do. We tend to say, well, yeah, I feel this way, but, or give some sort of excuse to somebody who does not need your excuses. So allow yourself to trust that little voice within saying, you know, something's not right here. Maybe I can't put my finger on it, but I'm just not going to proceed with that. I don't need to learn that lesson. Trust yourself. The next card we have is the Nine of Pentacles. You knowing your worth and value, you trusting in yourself and trusting in your abilities and trusting in your gifts is going to bring abundance. This is the abundance card in tarot, okay? You can see how much growth she has. She has so much going on. She knows that her work and her effort that she is putting in is bringing out this abundance. And it is going to be so good and it's so wonderful, and it's just going to bring about a new beginning. We have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is saying, I have an idea and I'm going to either communicate about it or I am going to actually put action to it. This idea is going to rise me above because it's going to be abundant. I just need to trust myself and my gifts and my intuition and know my worth and value so that I can go and say, I'm taking the reins here. I am going forward. I am doing the damn thing. I don't care what other people have to say about it. This is something I feel I have to do, and I'm going to go forth and I'm going to do it. The Four of Swords is here. The Four of Swords is saying, hey, you may need to rest though, so don't overexert yourself. Don't overdo it. Just allow things to happen naturally and in the right timing. You may need to meditate. You may just need to take a break. You may need to take time for yourself. Get out of your own head. Get out of your own way. You can see here, she's holding her head. You just need to get out of your own way and out of your own head. Take a break from your own thoughts, meditate, pay attention to something else like working out or cleaning your house, trying to concentrate on a task so you're not all up in here. Trust yourself. You're going to be just fine. You might need to meditate or take a moment to get this idea off the ground and figure out your next steps, but it's going to be abundant. So I wouldn't stay in to rest for too long. I would figure out your plan and I would go for it. Sagittarius, thank you so much for subscribing to my passes page. I really appreciate it. And I do hope this video gives you some clarity or insight for the week ahead, and I will see you next week. Bye, Sagittarius.